Hello everyone, and in today's lecture we can learn about topic simple mail transfer protocol. So simple mail transfer protocol has more importance with the application of communication network, because we know that we normally use email. So most of us will be using electronic mail to share our informations. We send and receive data via the email. So from this now we can say that is a simple mail transfer protocol. So this protocol is a set of communication guidelines that allow the software to transmit the electronic mail over the internet. And here we have a program which will be used for sending the messages to other computers, which will be based on the email addresses. And also we can say that SMT will be using TCP socket, and normally it will be using a port number of 25 to transfer the email to be more reliable. And the email will be normally stored on the local and transferred directly to the receiving server. So such is the nature of the email, and the email can be exchanged between the users on the same area or in different location through that is computers, and which will be supporting like sending a single message to one or more recipients, or sending the message which include the kind of the message like text, voice or video or graphics. It can also send the message on the network outside the internet. Now, to know more about this SMTP, we can say that is the purpose of SMTP. So that is used to set up communication between servers. So server have to be getting identified, and also what kind of communication, what for they are doing. So these are all things without errors. That is the main thing which we need to consider. So we need to always minimize the possibility for error, but the email which we forward from a sender, it should get received to the receivers in the same format with message integrity. So for that we can say there is if the recipient address is wrong, then receiving server reply with an error message to the sender. Then components, the main components associated with SMTP were two. One is user agent, one is called mail transfer agent. The user agent prepare the message, create the envelope, and then put the message in the envelope. Just like we write a letter and we make use the envelope, we insert the letter in the envelope, then we will send by mentioning the from and to address. And the duty of the mail transfer agent is transfer the mail across the internet. Also some other features of the SMTP which we need to consider were SMTP allows a more complex system by adding a relay system concept. So instead of just having one message transfer agent and one at the receiving side, more message transfer agents can be added between the client and between the server based on the kind of the application where we will be forwarding and the kind of the message which we have to send to the recipients over the internet. And about the message transfer, once the connection has been established between the client and the server, we can able to transfer the message. Here it is an email. So the client sends the mail from the message, that is to introduce the sender. It includes the mail address of the sender. So without the mail address of the sender, the server cannot able to recognize, the network cannot able to recognize, and it will report simply errors. And the server responds with the code 250, and for that. Then the recipients, the client sends the recipient code message, which includes the mail address of the recipient. So the server responds with the code again 250 for this. and the client sends the data message to initialize the message transfer. So overall what we have to understand is simply we are exchanging the email between the sender and between the receivers. So the server responds with a code that is 354, so that it is ready to accept this request claim main from the client. And the client now it will send the content, and each line will be terminated by a 2-character as a format which has been included in the real email transfer, and the server responds with the code again 250. So here we can able to look on to different SMTP commands available, like hello, mail from, recipient to, quit, reset, verify, turn, help, send from, like that. And for each everything we have its meaning also. For example, quit means terminating the message, and recipient to means in order to identify who is the recipient from the address, and verify means verifying the address of the recipient. So likewise, SMTP will be following certain commands while it undergo its data transfer. And once the data transfer is completed, now it comes to the end, that is with connection termination, or we can say connection teardown. And after the message is transferred successfully, the client terminates the connection. And this includes again 2 steps. One is client sends the quit command, and for that the server will be responding with code 221. And this is a format followed in establishing the email connection, doing the data transfer, and finally terminating the connection between the client and the server. So that's all the end of the class.